Hey everyone, Josh Oakes here from Media Leaders. I'm really excited in this video to introduce to you my good friend Ashley Dunn. She's a social media consultant. She's been at some really big companies. She's somebody that I not only admire, but if I could afford her, I would hire her. I take her to cocktails all the time, and I'm always asking her to brainstorm with me on ideas on great social media engagement tips. So I'm going to have Ashley, and I've begged her to be on this. I'm so excited that she's here giving us all of her tactical tips. I want to introduce you to her 7 steps to social media engagement. Ashley, welcome.
Hi, Josh. Thanks again for having me. This is something that I love to talk about, so I'm happy to be here.
Well, it's always an honor. You really put a smile on my face because you have a ton of ideas, and I'm excited to share a few of those with us here. And I'm going to interview you as we go along. So let's do this. Let's jump right on in, if you don't mind. I'm going to jump into what we're going to talk about and let you take it from there, and I'll ask questions as we go. Is that fair?
I'm ready.
Great. Let's move into the next slide. It's all yours.
Okay. Okay, 7 steps to social media engagement. I'm just going to break it down, what I'm going to cover with you. First thing is know your audience. Use your Facebook analytics. Facebook has worked so hard on getting these really, really tightened up that you can really learn a lot about your audience. And your audience is going to change. Either some people are going to drop off, fine, that's fine. You don't need them. But you're going to be adding, so keep going back into your analytics. Next, find your voice. Stage everything. This is very key, and I'll walk you through it. Content calendar ideas, a.k.a. I like to call them steam slams, tongue twister. Make your content shareable. Don't shy away from humor. And then at the end of the day, promote those important posts.
I love it. Okay, here we go.
There's a little lag.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'll try and change them early.
Okay, so know your audience. Get into the analytics. See where your audience is. See if they have interests and likes, the things that they've clicked on, and that can be a lot of where they're from. And so I like to call this segment, It's Okay to Talk About the Weather.
Awesome.
I've used pictures to kind of show that you can show seasons that are very engaging, because if most of the United States is freezing and getting dumped on by snow, then you can make it fun to talk about the weather, be relevant, and still have a connection.
But Ashley, aren't I supposed to sell when I'm on social media? I mean, shouldn't I just be promoting my stuff, my product, my service?
You'll have a higher stick rate if you give a little and then ask to take some.
Okay.
So, and I can go into more of a metric to tell you how you could find your voice, to find that sweet spot of when to sell and when to just be helpful.
I love that. So you're saying, as a small business, and I've got, let's say I have some type of a business-to-consumer service, whether it's a restaurant chain or any type of clothing chain or something, or even a big brand, you're saying sometimes it's okay to just talk about the conversation happening in the customer's head then? If there's weather on the East Coast that's really bad, you're saying just put up a picture of it. It's a great day to go skiing.
Yeah. So what you want to be is you want to be something of a resource for this person. So if you have a restaurant, then you want to tell them about different offers. You have a happy hour, a buy one, get one free, a 2-for-1. You want to definitely get that news out there because you do want to drive traffic into your store. But you also want to be helpful and resourceful. So why not dropping one of your favorite foods that keep you warm in the winter if it's freezing outside, or some little trick on adding an herb or a seasoning that can really help something pop. If you're a small business owner in the dry cleaning business, then how to maybe change your wardrobe out, or how to remove a stain. And then also dropping in, hey, Wednesday, if you bring your laundry in, we can get it back that same day. Oh,
I love it. You're so great. Okay, so it's okay to talk about the weather. I love that, because that way, you also mentioned something else to me the other day when we were chatting about this. You said if people live in California and you talk about the blizzard that is in the East Coast, and even though, and I said, well, wouldn't you want to target it to them and filter or fan gate it so that only the East Coast sees your positive well wishes and your tips? And you told me something interesting. You said, no, Josh, because if their family, their friends, and their loved ones are on the West Coast and they see it, then they'll repost it and share it so that other East Coasters see these tips and latest stuff and the weather. And I thought that was really genius.
Yeah, exactly. So that goes back to my point about, is it shareable? So instead of posting an icy cold picture and saying, you know, get out there and go skiing or buy your lift tickets from me, instead of that, noticing that we've got, quite a massive amount of frozen tundra out there, then post a beautiful beach scene and say, hey, to everybody that's had to shovel snow today, we'd like to share this warmth with you. And then you'll have people from California sending that to their friends back east, their family back east. It's just an easy, quick way. You've given them the picture, you've given them the copy, but then that follows your brand around. And you've built affinity, you get on yourself out in front of new people that might not have known about you, and you've been helpful.
That's awesome. All right, let's go to the next slide. Define your brand's social voice. This is what you're talking about, that formula. Walk us through this.
Okay, so yes, at the end of the day, you've got to either bring people into a brick and mortar, or you've got an online business, or you've got a service. And service, a lot of times I get told it's really hard to sell a service. Maybe you're an interior designer, and you've got a small online business, but you've also got a shop you need to get people into. So I like to come up with 40% sales. That's telling people about offers, whether it be coupons, secret links, codes, something that they could print or use on their smartphone to bring into the shop too. I put all of that into the 40% sales. 30% is informative. You are the expert, whether you're the dry cleaner, you're the restaurant person, you are an interior decorator. How do you use your tips? When you look at something, you look at it differently than your fans, and they rely on you to have you tell them how it should be or how it is, a glimpse through their eyes.
So smart. I love that. That's great.
Fan appreciation is my favorite part, and that's because your community is there. They get the informative part. They know when you have sales and offers. But how about just giving back to them? Like, we appreciate you checking in with us, commenting, liking, sharing, all of that stuff. Even questions and customer service. That means they stopped their day to come and tell you something, whether it was wrong or whether it was right. And so that needs to be nurtured. And by nurturing, that can be with humor, or maybe a funny spin on something, or maybe it's just, thanks for listening, and we realize that you're here.
And I think we're going to look at a brand at the end of this presentation as a bonus that talks about fan appreciation. Is that, yeah, so that'll be great. Well, maybe we'll have you point that out as well.
Yeah, there's a couple brands that are really doing, a couple large brands that are doing a stellar job in the social media arena, and we'll just touch on those. And then there's some other ones that are really saying thanks to the fans, and they're doing that very well. And then just overall other ideas.
I love it. So 40% sales, 30% informative, and you're saying you're the expert at something, you as the small business. If you're a dry cleaner,
right.
If you're a dry cleaner, you know fashion or you know seasons.
Yeah, how to take a pair of pants that you got a hole in and making them into shorts or making them into a skirt, because most dry cleaners have a seamstress there. How to, maybe shorten a pair of pants to give them a totally different look for a new season. So whether it's stain removal or just something helpful that you're bringing to enhance that person.
I love it. And that helps you nurture your community with responses back to their comments, which is like rewarding good behavior. That's great. All right, let's move on to the next one, which asks the important question, which you're a genius at. Is your content shareable? I hope you're enjoying this video so far. This has been a preview of the Media Leaders Virtual Conference. where you can learn social media, PR, marketing, and sales. There's 20 plus tactical presentations to build your business. You can learn more about it at MediaLeaders.com or register using the link below this video, right below it. Maybe it's above it, but probably below. Now, this conference, you're probably asking, why should I even register? Well, don't buy a plane ticket, don't reserve a hotel room, or don't even leave the office, because we're bringing 24 of the best social media, PR, marketing, and sales professionals directly to you, and we call it the Media Leaders Virtual Conference. It's a little bit different. You can register at, like I mentioned, at MediaLeaders.com or use the link below this video. It's designed for small and mid-sized businesses that want online techniques and real-world business advice that's tactical. We're going to give you 7 tactical tips in less than 45 minutes from each one of our professionals, over 24 presenters, that you're going to get the chance to dive in deep into their subject matter. They're experts in their field, and they're the hardworking people that we admire and that we want to hire here at Media Leaders. You can watch the presentations on your schedule at any time as long as you want. Also, if you accept our bonus at the end, you get a free copy of my best-selling book, Light, Bright, and Polite. And as if that's not enough, you get a 100% money-back guarantee if you're not 100% satisfied. I hope you'll join us at the Media Leaders Virtual Conference. You can register at MediaLeaders.com or click the link below this video. I look forward to seeing you at the conference. Have a great day.